Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today I wanted to show you one of my most used tools on the job site. This is the Construction Master 5. Now, while in today's world you can get all these calculators from Calculated Industries on your phone, you can get them available via an app. I still like to carry the physical one on the job site because sometimes the environments that we're in, I just don't want to be pulling out a $1,000 phone when I can just pull out a $40 calculator. So I still carry the physical one. Now on my phone, I have the Construction Master Pro, which is pretty much just a little better version of this particular calculator. Now they have calculators for all kinds of the trades, just everything. They have general contractors like the Construction Master 5, the Construction Master Pro. They have calculators specific for electricians, for the pipe trades, for machinists, for concrete guys. They even have a calculator that is for heavy equipment operators, so guys doing stuff with excavator work. Just phenomenal the amount of stuff that they have that are specific to different trades. Well, let's go through some of the features and what you can actually accomplish with these calculators. They're really great. Okay, let's go through a few examples of what this calculator will actually do and why it is so convenient to have on the job site, why it's so good for the trades. So in this particular example, we're going to just let's just figure out squaring up a foundation with some oddball measurements. So our foundation is going to be 14 feet 8, and we'll go 3/4 of an inch in width. We'll put that as the rise. And our length is going to be 25 feet 7 inches, and let's just add an extra 1/8 to it. That's going to be our run. Now if we hit diagonal, that will tell us exactly what the measurement needs to be for square. It'll be 29 feet 6 and 11/32. Now our next example is going to be, what if we want to determine the area of a circle or the diameter? Well, we need to know the diameter. Well, let's say we want to determine the area and the circumference of any given circle. So our circle is going to be 8 feet 3 and 9/16 of an inch. That's going to be our circle. So we will input that measurement and then we'll hit circle. That gives us our diameter. Hit circle again, that will give you the area, which is about 54 square feet. If you hit circle one more time, that will give you the circumference, 26 feet, 25/32 of an inch. Now, I have my calculator set up to go to the nearest 32nd. You can set it up to the nearest 16th, to the nearest 8th, to the nearest half inch if you want, or to the nearest 64th. You can do that in the settings of the calculator to get it, as accurate as you really need to. In our next example, we're going to say we're going to pour a driveway, and we need to figure out what the cubic yards of the concrete are going to be, and then we need to figure out what the cost of the concrete is going to cost us. So in our example, our driveway is going to be 45 feet 9 inches in overall length, and we'll multiply that by 13 feet for the width. Then we're going to do a 4.5 inch pour, so we'll multiply that by 4 1/2 inches, and that will give us our cubic yards, which in this case is 8.26 cubic yards. Now, if we want to figure out the cost of that concrete, let's say our concrete runs at $110 a cubic yard. So we'll multiply that by 110, convert cost, and that's $908.65 for the cost of the concrete. You can also determine pitch angles very easily with this calculator. So that's along the top buttons here. So let's say we want to figure out what the pitch of a 312 roof is. So we'll do a 3-inch, well, we don't necessarily have to. We'll put the inch rise by a 12-inch run. Our diagonal is 12 3/8 of an inch. Our pitch is 14.04 degrees. One of the greatest features to this calculator is being able to figure out dimensions for staircases for your treads and your riser heights and angle of incline and all that stuff. So let's say, as an example, that we need to build a staircase, and our staircase has an overall height of 10 feet. That's the rise. And then our run is going to be, let's just say it's 15 feet 4-inch run. Now, if we hit recall stair, that's going to give us our stored riser height. And if we hit stair again, that's going to give us our number of risers at 16. Hit stair again, that's going to give you the plus or minus for the riser, so it's going to come out equal. In this case, is the plus or minus is 0, so it's going to come out exact. Hit stair again, that's going to give you your tread width at 12 and 9/32 of an inch. Stair again, that's the number of treads. And once more, that's going to give you the plus or minus on the treads, 7/32 of an inch. Hit it again, and that's going to give you the stringer length, 17 feet, 11 and 27/32. And hit it one more time, and that will give you your angle of incline. So 31 feet, or 31.41 degrees. Very, very useful feature within the calculator, and it takes away all that complicated math. Okay, let's say that in another example of a staircase, all we know is the floor to floor height, and we don't know the run. So all we know is the rise. And we want to determine our value for our riser height. So we're gonna set our riser height as close to 8 inches as possible. So to do that, you hit 8 inches, and then you hit conversion, and that's for riser height. Convert riser height, and that will store 8 inches in your riser height. Now we want to say let's say our rise is going to be 14 feet 3 inches. Now if we hit stair, that's going to give us our riser height, which we just inputted into our settings. Hit stair again, that's going to give you the number of risers at 15. The plus or minus is going to come out exactly equal. Hit stair again, that's going to give us our tread width. Now you can reset in your calculator down to the nearest 16th. I just happen to have mine set at the nearest 32nd. So 13 and 5/32 for your tread width. Hit stair again, that's going to be the number of treads. Hit stair again, one of your treads is going to be 3/16 of an inch off. Hit stair again, that's going to be the stringer length at 17 feet, 11 and 9/16. If you hit it one more time, that will give you the angle of incline. So then you can go back. Now the standard or the stored measurement for your riser height is usually around 7.5 inches. So we'll go ahead and put that back. So 7.5 inches, and we'll hit conversion riser height, and that will store the 7.5 inches back into the standard. But that's a way to figure out your riser height if you do not know the run, or if you wanted to make your stairs so they are as close to a particular riser height measurement as possible. Now there's any number of other uses for this particular calculator that you can do. A lot with carpentry, which I don't use because I'm not a carpenter, but you have the ability to do formulas for determining your hip and valleys, your jacks, the amount of board feet that you're going to be using, a number of other things. It also comes with a little pocket reference guide, which slips right into the back, which they actually claim that it goes in the opposite direction, but I definitely put mine in this way because it's just easier to pull it out. So you have an onboard pocket reference, and then my particular calculator has a hard case. Now some of their calculators have a folding pouch, folding cover, but I particularly like the hard case. This series of calculators is just an absolute must for anybody in the trades. It just eliminates all the headache of all the different math that you have to do. While I know most of it, because I learned at a very early age, some of it I still have to go back and reference it. And this calculator just takes away that time that I lose doing that particular stuff. So the Construction Master 5 is a fabulous calculator. The Construction Master Pro and any number of the other trade calculators specific to different trades, like electrical or like machinist, which I will list them below. Now, all these are available on their apps as well. I just particularly like to carry the physical version of the calculator because, like I said, sometimes the environments that we get into, not the kindest of environments for smartphones. And so I just prefer to have the regular calculator as well. Now I'll leave links below, like I said, to all of these different calculators, and there is a bunch of them. If you're in the trades, I definitely recommend having one of these specific to your trade though, because they are absolute time savers. My name is Ben. You've been watching the Texas Tool Crib, and my review or overview of the Construction Master 5 by Calculated Industries. I encourage you to check them out because they are fantastic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.